Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Relentless Talk Radio. Happy Tuesday. It is the 93rd episode of Relentless Talk Radio, and today I get to talk with Liz Scott. Now, do you do Perkins Scott hyphenated, or is Perkins Scott just your maiden name for Facebook purposes?
Perkins is my maiden name, so yeah, Liz Scott.
Liz
I will respond to both.
Yeah, hey you, or don't call me late for dinner, right? That's
just, exactly. Just call me.
Just call me. So Liz is the corporate walk chair for the LLS Light the Night campaign. And I'm super excited about this because LLS is one of the organizations that I support wholeheartedly. My dad passed from lymphoma in February.
I'm so sorry.
So I have always been a big fan of LLS. Even before my dad was diagnosed, ironically. I just think it's a great organization. And so how did you get involved with it?
So I actually got involved when I was recruited for Women of the Year, similar to you, for this upcoming campaign. So mine was about 6, so I can give you some pointers on that, but about 6 years ago. So I have also, like most people, unfortunately, too many ties to blood cancer. Lost my grandfather to leukemia when I was 19, and my husband actually lost his brother to leukemia when they were kids. So both sides of the family have been touched by blood cancer. So it's just an organization I had, volunteered with and done some things with prior to that, but was asked to run for Woman of the Year back in, I think it was, I don't even know, 2014, 2015. So agreed to do that and just had an awesome experience. Learned a lot more about Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Through that experience, continued to volunteer and fundraise, and I was asked to join the board of trustees about 1.5 years ago. So I've been doing that, and then just stepped into role of corporate walk chair for Light the Night that did not realize was going to be done virtually this year, but we are super excited and have a great event planned for our community on November 14th.
I love it how you start off, with philanthropy for whatever personal reason, and how over time the benefits of helping an organization to raise money, just the benefits just keep on paying back. It's not just about the organization anymore. You start to get this little family around fundraising, and you get to know other families that have had similar experiences, and it just sucks you right in. I love that about being a philanthropist. I think it's awesome.
It does, and I mean, unfortunately too, you meet more people in your life become affected, so you become that much more passionate about it and want to really fight to not only support blood cancer patients and their families, but really help to fund the research that we know will someday end not only blood cancer, but all cancer. So it's coming and it's going to happen. It may not be in my lifetime, but certainly in my children's lifetime. So that is why I continue to fight, just to fund that critical research.
100%. Blood cancer is the mother of all cancer.
It is, because, and I've learned this over my many years, which it is, blood cancer cells are more accessible. So physicians and researchers can access them more easily and actually track the progress of treatments with blood cancer at a higher rate than they can for solid tumors. So 40% of all cancer treatments today were first researched and brought to market for blood cancer, but they are now helping for all cancers. So that's why the slogan for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is "Beating Cancer is in Our Blood," because we truly believe that it will come from there.
See, I love that you just described all that. We have weird background noise. Hopefully that's not happening on social media, but we'll see.
My children are home. So we'll just
yeah. Well, no, it's something weird on BeLive. It's a little strange.
Okay.
Let's see if there's anything down here I can poke. No, I guess we'll just go with it. I wanted to know where that slogan comes from and why. I know that blood cancer is the mother of all cancers, but I didn't understand that 40% of all cures, all treatments for cancer come from blood cancer research. That motivates me more. So thank you for that. I was already motivated, and I'm even more motivated. So thank you for that.
Well, I'll give you another fact. 12 of the 14 treatments that have been approved by the FDA for blood cancer in the last 3 years were funded by LLS. So another reason to support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society specifically, because they are driving that research and that support. So 12 of 14 new blood cancer treatments approved in the last 3 years came from LLS support. So you are literally curing cancer with your campaign next year, Michelle. So we're super excited to have you.
My story, and I'm sticking to it. I think that we're going to find a cure for blood cancer in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm. I hope so.
think that, if we can go to the moon, we can cure cancer.
Right.
I mean, if we can put a human being on the moon, we can go out of the planet and fly in outer space, then we can figure out how to kill blood cancer.
Yep. And work together.
And work together to do that.
And that's why Leukemia and Lymphoma Society coordinate globally too. I mean, it's not just, an Arizona thing or certainly a national thing. I mean, they're pulling resources from anywhere they can, not the moon, but anywhere they can to find that cure. We don't really care where it comes from, honestly. We just want to grow.
Whoever wants to give, we'll take money from anywhere. I get that. So that just makes me happy to know those statistics, because I'm always amazed, especially when we're having an impromptu conversation like this, that what comes up. So you're a busy professional. You are you the owner of your company or the CEO of your company? And
owner and CEO. Yep.
You're the CEO and the owner.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
I think that busy people are the ones that get things done.
I think so, because you have so much on your plate. You just have to kind of go. Yeah, I'm the type of person, if I don't have that much going on, I literally don't even know where to start. I have to have a full schedule of stuff, and I can just kind of bang it out.
I was just running past my assistant saying, "Oh my God, I'm just running around. She's like a crazy person." She goes, "Every day is a crazy person's day." It's just I'm constantly running, because if I have an hour free, I'll fill it with something.
Right.
I did that before. What happened to you? I had an appointment free and I filled it with something, and then I got lost in the thing and I missed the next appointment. I hate when I do that.
I know. I'm kind of like 2 minutes late for most Zoom calls because I get sucked into some project. Yeah.
It's okay.
We're forgiving right now, so it's fine.
So what you guys are is you're a media buying company.
Yes, so Catalyst Media Design, we are a media buying company. So we're basically a specialized advertising agency focused in one area, which is paid media. So we advise our clients on where to advertise, and then we make all those negotiations on their behalf. So TV stations, radio stations, outdoor boards, print, direct mail, and obviously digital as well. So we plan and buy all forms of media.
That's a really good description of it. I always think of media buying as buying the art for the media, but it's only part of it, right?
Media is very broad. The word media can mean a lot, so I've kind of developed that explanation over the years.
No, that's really good. I used to train the media buyer for the Joe Camel campaign. Alistair Gillette.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. When I was when I was in New York, it was when the Surgeon General was like basically suing them for marketing to kids.
Yeah.
I used to tell him that if I saw more than 3 Joe Camels in the way rollerblading to the gym, he had to do extra cardio.
That's good. Motivating. He's in great shape to this day.
I'm sorry, say that again?
He's in great shape to this day.
Oh yeah, he probably is. We're still friends, so I'm hoping so. I hope I plant the seed. So you're in media, you're a media buyer, and you have a company, and you're super busy, and you're still giving back to multiple years in a row to a giant organization.
Well, I think it's important. I think as a member of the community and, like community leader, I guess, if you will, I think you have a responsibility to use your network and your resources for good. So I'm so happy to partner with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and be a part of that. I get so much more out of it than they get from me, I'll tell you that right now. So I'm happy to do it. And I feel like it's a responsibility that anyone in the community has to give in whatever way you can, whether it's volunteering or donating or sponsoring or what have you.
I believe talent, time, or treasure is the best way to give. So when people tell me they haven't got money, I go, well, what can you do for me?
Yeah, and everybody wants to do something. I mean, there's something anyone can do. Spread the word, share the post. I mean, certainly, like you said, there's something you can do. So
yeah, my campaign manager is a good friend of mine who is currently battling cancer herself. Wow. And I said, hey, you want to be inspired? She said, cool. So I love that. I love that the person that is my campaign manager is potentially the person I could seriously help by doing the work that I'm doing.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. I mean, like she's in every day. So tell me about Light the Night, because usually what you're doing is you're going for a walk and you're is it candles or because I haven't done it yet, believe it or not. Every time there has been a Light the Night, I've been unable to do it. So how is it done in the past, and how are we doing it this year?
Yeah, so it's a fundraising walk, which I'm sure your listeners are familiar with. What's unique, one of the unique things about it is it's done at night. So it's which is a little bit different. So what the lights you're talking about are their iconic lanterns. So every attendee gets either a red lantern, a gold lantern, or a white lantern. So white lanterns are carried by cancer survivors or those currently battling cancer. Gold lanterns are carried by those walking in memory of a loved one they've lost to cancer. And then red lanterns are carried by those who are there just to support blood cancer patients and their families and find a cure for cancer. So it's this beautiful visual effect. It's this very moving event. I have been to it live in years past. And like you mentioned, we've converted it to a virtual format. But I have to say the team at Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, both nationally and locally, has just done such a fantastic job in converting what is such a meaningful, important event into a virtual format. When I first heard about it, I was like, oh, I'm so disappointed. Like, oh, I just want it, I love the live event and the power of it. It's like having goosebumps for 2 hours, basically. But they've just done a great job in converting it to a virtual format. So we would love to invite the entire community out. You can register up to the minute. It's free to register. Like I said, it's a 1-hour program this year. It's at 7 o'clock, and we'll take you through the whole program. It's very inspirational. There is about a 15-minute sort of intermission during the program where you're invited to go out into your neighborhood and do your walk. And if you've registered and raised some funds, you'll actually be sent a lantern, so you can carry your lantern. You don't have to do that. And then when you come back, you can stay online, and there'll be different things that you can digitally interact with. So typically at the live event, there's a remembrance tent that you can go into physically and write a note to a loved one you've lost. So that's going to be available digitally. You can go into the digital remembrance tent and write a note and read other messages. One of the most meaningful things that we have at the live event is what we call the survivor circle. So all of the people carrying the white lanterns, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, are congregated in the middle of the circle. So they're in the circle with their white lanterns, and then everybody is all around them with their gold and their red lanterns. And then we shoot a beam of white light, high into the sky. And it's like tears are flowing. It's just so emotional. So that will be recreated online. It'll be interesting to see how that's done. And then you can visit the corporate village, and there's a whole kids activities and all different kinds of filters and fun stuff that you can do. So I would definitely recommend people to come and check it out on November 14th.
I think that COVID is kind of, so I was nominated several years in a row for Woman of the Year, and I kept on postponing it because I knew it was going to be too emotional for this crazy, over-emotional Italian to do it while my dad was in the tail end of his disease. Yeah. So when my dad was dying, I emailed Jim Brewer and said I accept. Yeah. And so I'm going to get choked up. So, for me, it's a really important thing, and I postponed for a year because my events that I'll be doing are motorcycle related in part. And so I wanted to wait to see what happened with COVID. But I think the thing that we learned in the last gala and that we're learning in this is that in one way, we don't get the goosebumps and the people in the place thing, but it allows us to lead a wider footprint.
Absolutely.
So more
people there's people that are participating in the Phoenix Walk that live all across the country because they can, which is awesome.
So my mom and I can attend the event together, her in Vermont and me here. And so that's wonderful. So I'm going to make sure my mom knows. And also, I'm looking to see how you guys are doing it because the poker run that I'm doing for the motorcycle, here is just to give you an enlightening, if you've ever done one, you ride your motorcycle to a different motorcycle friendly venue and you pick up a card. And at the end, you get whoever gets the best hand.
Oh, fun.
Right. But so next year, we definitely, unless the government tells us we can't, we'll have a physical event here in Phoenix. But we'll also have a virtual event. So I have friends that ride in Italy and England, all over the country. And so I'm recruiting people from all over the country between now and April to do a poker run in their community, either in a group or individually. So to me, it opens up the door for, mass fundraising because literally all of my family who are in every single part of the country, I will invite to this event. And they will have the choice to attend, where if it was only in Phoenix, they could just see pictures of me on Facebook.
Right. No, that's awesome. I know people are just thinking in a totally different way than they used to and getting so much more creative, which I hope continues. I think we will go back obviously to live events. We're human beings. We want to interact with each other, in that sense. But I mean, just like you said, the boundaries that, are now open for that type of thing. That's pretty cool.
So
I love
we'll
what
be
you're
doing
saying.
many watch parties, and all those places that have poker runs in April, we'll be doing watch parties so that they can donate online.
Yeah.
So I'll be very interested to see how the lessons that you guys learn. So definitely, reach back out to me and tell me lessons you learned so that I can apply them to the poker runs.
Well, I think you've already kind of figured out the key to it is to figure out your network and what is unique to you and what you like to do. So with you, it's writing, right? And you have a community of people there. So I would say that is a great place to start in terms of events and, kind of connecting with those people. That's really the key with the fundraising is really, what is unique about what you do and the networks that you're in.
We're going to do some bowling too and some hiking and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really encouraged by what you're doing Light the Night. I know that initially it's hard to make these kind of adjustments, but I really do think long term that there'll be a hybrid approach now that will get us so much further along with fundraising.
I think so too. Well, I mean, it's a global economy now. Think about it. This is not like something new that hasn't been coming, but just to be able to open up, these type of events and activities and messages to anyone, anywhere is just kind of awesome when you think about it.
How many years is Light the Night happening?
Oh gosh, many years, and I think it might vary by market. I can't quote you the number of walks. I think it's over 100 across the U.S. that occur. So it's their largest annual fundraiser is Light the Night.
Really? It's more than the minimum of the year?
Minimum of the year is a newer franchise, but it is coming up. So it is definitely creeping up on Light the Night. So maybe you'll push it over the edge in Phoenix next year.
It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. So what do you think the biggest lesson learned has been this year about doing a virtual event? So far.
I'll admit in the beginning I was like very hesitant to it, the whole thing. I was holding on hope that we were going to be able to do something physically in person, whether it was, having people come out in different times of the day, type thing. But, when the decision was finally made to convert it online, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society shared some of the details with me, and I suddenly became very excited about the format. And like you mentioned, just the kind of possibilities that, came up with it being virtual. So, and then, obviously safety of patients is our number one concern. So to have something that we know can be also participated in by people in a hospital getting care. I mean, they can actually participate in this event where certainly they wouldn't have been able to come out, in person before. So that's pretty exciting. The people that come to Light the Night that are cancer survivors or battling cancer consistently give feedback that they feel like they didn't know this much support was out there for them, and they just feel that support from the community. So to be able to expand that to even more people that are going through treatment and are surviving is just incredible. So for that reason alone, it's awesome to have it be done virtually. So I mean, thank you. I think some portion of it will continue to be online.
Yeah,
for that reason.
I think it's going to be a long-term good thing. I also think that because I was just talking to a good friend of mine, Lauren Mulliver. He's a business attorney. We've been friends for 12 years, and we're networking partners. And we were talking about how COVID has made people more willing to meet virtually. Yeah. Where if it hadn't been for COVID, it would have been hard to force people into a Zoom. They would have been like, maybe not. It's not like Zoom. Like my 80-year-old mother, when I went home to help my dad pass, I loaded Zoom and Venmo and a couple other applications on her and Marco Polo.
Perfect.
Do you use Marco Polo? Marco Polo.
I don't know. I am not personally. Yeah, pretty cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah, Marco Polo, you can leave a video message for somebody, and there's a free app option for it. So take a look at Marco Polo. It might be a good way to have people who are unable to make it to the event leave a message.
Yeah. That is very cool. I will pass that along for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. Like about COVID, it has certainly advanced, adaptation of technology certainly among the older population too. So, but like you said, with Zoom meetings and things like that in the past, you would have, I don't know, it has to be done face to face, but you're realizing it really doesn't. We're all getting better at it too. But yeah.
We are for sure. Now, when people, so I've got the lightthenight.org/events/greater-Phoenix scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Is that where they go to register?
Yep, that's where they can go get all the information. They can register, and they can register up until the minute that night. So we really do want to make this be very much, it's a very much an invitation to the entire community to come out, experience the event, support blood cancer patients and their families, and just see what it's all about. But all the information is there on that site. Yep.
That's awesome. Now, when it comes time to donate, how does the money exchange hands? Are you using Venmo or PayPal, or is there how do people put their credit card information in?
They have PayPal, which is wonderful. So I know that's a lot easier for people too. So yeah, when you go on the site, there's a link to just, if you want to just make a general donation to Light the Night, you can do that there. Or you can actually click down below and you can see all the different, the people, the teams that are raising money. So you have the friends and family teams, and they actually have a ranking of how much they've raised and the names of their teams. And you can click and read their stories, which is like really, really cool. And then you've got the corporate teams. And then there's a group of us that are actually participating in what we call the Executive Challenge. So I believe there's 25 of us. So we've all challenged each other to outraise each other.
Yeah, that's take advantage of all of our egos. Like, okay, no, I'm winning. Yeah. I'm winning.
That's very competitive, I'll say that. But as a group, we have a goal to raise $300,000, and I know we're going to do it. So the leader on that is Matt Pruitt from Walgreens. He's awesome. They actually have a retail program going on right now. So if you go into Walgreens, in our area, they will ask you if you want to also donate to Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So they've raised a great amount of money, and we very much appreciate their staff for their support on that. So you can check out, yep, exactly. So, check out the standings there.
I didn't know you could do it. So this is just the lightthenight.org, and if you go to, that's awesome.
Can you find your market up there on the left?
Yeah, I'm just up there on the left. So I'm looking here. Do I go here or donate?
Let me look here. I have it bookmarked. Hold on.
So
and that cute little boy with the white lantern is our basically our hero this year. His name is Crew. He is a cancer survivor, if you can believe it, at his young age. Awesome little kid. I had the opportunity to meet him and his parents in St. Louis. So he is one of the many reasons why we do this. So if you go to,
okay, so there you go. When you register for free, you can put your zip code in.
Yep, find an event, do that. Yep.
And then there's the Greater Phoenix.
Yep.
And so, great. So the fundraising goal is actually $1 million, right?
It's an aggressive goal. Yes, the fundraising goal is $1 million. We feel like we can definitely do it.
I don't think so. $1 million
to do that. We're not giving up on that goal, Michelle.
And that's a great goal. You're already halfway there almost.
We're halfway there. Yeah. With 2 weeks to go. So we know we can do it. We know we can do it. So if you scroll, do you see the teams down there? It's kind of fun to look at all the teams.
So we got Matt Pruitt, who's killing it. We get a little bit of
Matt's crushing it. Yep. Glenn, Allison, all doing really well. But it's fun. If you're listeners, chance, I would say go in and kind of click on some of those links, and you can see like the middle column there, the friends and family team. So they've all got, these really nice stories about their family members that they're raising money in support of. It's pretty cool.
Love it.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of a lag on the internet. It's probably because I have 2 browsers going at the same time, but that's cool. Wow. Good. Awesome.
Good. Well, I hope you can make it virtually this year, and then next year, hopefully we'll be live again, or some kind of hybrid option, like you said.
So I love that you've got $6 grand into this.
I do. I'm trying to raise 20 actually. So wish me luck. Some more phone calls I got to make. It's one of those things though. There people are very happy to give. They just need to be reminded. That's what we say. Yeah.
Love it. So I'm gonna unshare this so that we can untap out the internet. But I love that you're putting your money where your mouth is.
Yep, and our company has a sponsorship this year, so it's the first time we've had a sponsorship with Light the Night. So happy to do that and support such a great cause. So yeah, we've got a company team going, raising some good money, trying to get creative this year.
I agree with you. I had a salon back east, and my tagline was hair care with a mission. I don't believe you go into a community and you just take and you don't give back. I believe you give back in advance, and when you do that, the law of reciprocity comes your way, and you're able to to do great things in the community because people continue to support you. I think it's a one hand washes the other kind of thing. I think it's smart business. I think it's smart humanity. I think it's our requirement and our privilege to give back.
Yeah, I mean, it's been proven that people
Represent
want to do business with companies that do good, and it's, it is just a fact, like you said. So it is our responsibility to do it. And I do think that our community, particularly in Phoenix, has all the resources we need to take care of our community. So we just need to get together and do it.
Now, of those 10 corporate sponsors, did you sell those guys all in, or do they come to you proactively, or was it a combined effort, or?
Oh, it's a lot of time and energy there. So there is a staff at the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society here locally, Karen, who you know, and Edith, and they are just amazing human beings, and they are feet on the ground, on the phone, calling people up. It hasn't been easy, in 2020. It's certainly been easy for businesses to say, you know what, this just isn't the year. We can't do it. Call us back next year, kind of thing. So we just so appreciate all the individuals and companies that have said, you know what, we're in. It's a tough year for us. We've been dealing with everything we've been dealing with, but we support the cause, and we don't want the support for blood cancer patients to end, and we certainly don't want the research to end cancer to end as well. So the sponsors that we have are just incredible, and I can't even imagine what a company like Walgreens asking them to have their staff do something additional when we're dealing with everything we're dealing with COVID. It's just amazing. So
I think it's more important than ever, though, because when they've done research that if you see someone doing something kind for somebody else, that your dopamine and your feel-good chemicals in your body are increased, So when we are out there publicly fundraising, we are doing our part to help the serotonin and dopamine levels of all the people in the world lift up, because when you they found that not only the receiver of the kindness reaps the rewards, but people who watch reap the reward.
Oh, interesting. Not just the giver. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
And that's why social media and events that are live like this are so incredibly powerful. And for me, with Relentless Talk Radio and everything I do, people will complain about social media and the negativity out there about the election and stuff. I say, you know what? Don't see a thing of that on my feed.
Yeah.
Because
there are so many good things about social media. It gets such a bad rap, but I mean, the way it connects people and brings people together, I mean, there are so many good things about it,
100%. This past weekend, we were Phoenix Motor Girls and I did a small little Halloween parade, socially distancing, because you can't be on top of each other on your motorcycle, okay? And we were in a parking lot, and a little girl came up to us, and she was a fairy, and she had a little bag of fairy dust with her. Yeah. And she walked up to me. I was a Vegas showgirl. My girlfriend was Jessica Mose, the leader of Phoenix Motor Girls right now, was a minion.
Thank you. That's hard to get on a bike.
A Dapper Dan, and we had a witch, and we had an army person, and we had like kind of a googly kind of motorcycle dude. And she just walked up, and I had this crazy boa thing on my head. It was kind of outlandish. It was on purpose outlandish. And she walked up to me and said, "Would you like some fairy dust?" I mean, who could say no to that, right?
Right. No. Sprinkle it all over me. Yeah.
And afterwards, I was thinking about the starfish story. Have you ever heard that story?
I don't know if I have.
So there's a little girl, and she's walking on the beach, and it was just a storm, and a bunch of starfish just washed up onto the beach. And so she's walking along, and every once in a while, she'd reach down and she'd pick up a starfish, and she'd fling it into the ocean. And there's an older gentleman following her, just thinking, like, well, she's not going to save all these starfish. Why is she even bothering? And so he walks up to her and he says, "Little girl, don't you know you can't save them all?" And she says, "I saved that one."
Oh, I love that.
And that's the way I look at all service work. Whether you raise $1 or you raise $1 million, the fact that you're able to put out good energy into the universe,
right,
and we're able to save one life with the research that we're doing, then it's worth it.
Absolutely. I think about it like that too. I think, a $20 donation, it may not seem like much, but that's gas, for a family to drive, across town a couple times to make that appointment that they maybe would have said we can't do because we don't have those type of funds. So literally any amount is helpful. And, like you said, any energy anyone can put into it. You don't need to, certainly cure cancer on your own, but to contribute toward it. And
I think all the money goes towards research. Some of it goes towards, like with COVID, many families needed some help covering their bills. So I think
it actually goes through, there's several pillars. So it goes to support blood cancer patients and their families. So things like travel and lodging and, things like that, medications. just anything basic needs. And then there's the advocacy piece as well. So Leukemia and Lymphoma Society fighting in Washington and also here locally for, better access to treatments and costs and things like that. And then there's the research piece too. So that kind of rolls into a larger fund to fund these research projects. So there's really many things that it does.
I really love that you brought that point to fruition, because sometimes we think that research is, and my Wrigley in the other room is saying hello. He agrees. You can hear my little dog barking. Sometimes people think that research is too far out. So my little $20 isn't going to do much. What could that do? But when my dad was passing away, I was thinking to myself, I'm so grateful that my business is structured in a way intentionally that I can do it from anywhere. Mm. So that was intentional on my part, because I knew my parents were aging and I'm an only child. I needed to be flexible.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of people that don't have that flexibility to have their daughter come home and stay with them. And so just having someone sit with you, or go to the grocery store, or, get you to the gas station, all those things are huge when your family is far away, or your family's working, or people take for granted their family too. Some people don't have families.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, one thing I want to mention too is when COVID hit and we knew the seriousness of it, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, pivoted, and they created a COVID fund. So they were committed to, anyone struggling or going through blood cancer, their families could apply for this grant. So if they've lost a job, or they're just having trouble, meeting their bills, that kind of thing too. So they've given out several $1 million to blood cancer patients and their families just affected by COVID. So that's something they got into market. I mean, within, I would say, a week or two, people were able to access those funds. So like you mentioned, it's such a tough year, and there's so much increased stress and anxiety on people. I can't even imagine going through that and fighting cancer at the same time. I mean, there's just so much that comes with that, from like a financial standpoint, an emotional standpoint, fear, all that kind of stuff. So you're right. People do need our support now more than ever, which is why we refuse to give up on our goal this year.
One of the things we talked about in last year's gala for the year is that cancer is not canceled.
No, unfortunately, people are not being diagnosed at a less rate than they were because of COVID. It's still coming in the same way it was. Yep.
Yep. So cancer is continuing on, and it's more important now than ever. So, another reason why my business is set up the way it is so that I can give back this way. So between now and May, I hope you'll come do something with us. We'll have lots of things that you can do. Definitely.
For sure. I would love that.
I'll invite you to my my Man and Woman of the Year 2021 Man and Woman of the Year Michelle Micalizzi page, so you can kind of keep tabs on us. I'd love to see you and do you an elbow bump. This not working thing is really cramping my style.
With the internet, yeah. We'll make it fun. No matter what 2021 looks like, Michelle, we'll make it fun.
Well, Liz, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
You're a young woman, and you have children of your own?
I do. I have 2 girls. They're 10 and 12, and they are also actively involved in the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. My 12-year-old and her good friend have started a team called Slimes for a Cure. So they are creating custom slime for a minimum donation of $50. So we will be pushing that information out here pretty quickly. So they wanted to do something.
Please let me know about that. I might have to give $50 for the slime. That is hilarious right there.
We have some very nice seasonal varieties, so I will certainly let you know.
I think that you're a perfect example of a perfect example. You're a busy business owner. You've got a very, a company that keeps you very busy, that you own, that you're going through your own COVID experience, I'm sure. I mean, every business owner is. You've got young children that are in need of you on a regular basis and have a life, and yet you're still stepping up and sharing the largest fundraiser for this organization. And people sometimes spend so much time complaining about what people aren't doing. And it just drives me crazy, because there's so many good people like you doing amazing things. I want to thank you for your service.
Well, thank you so much. I really feel like it's the least I can do. I think about families and the things that they're going through, and I just feel like this is such a small thing that I can do. And if I can, help to bring that cure a little bit sooner, I owe it to them to do it. So Happy to do it.
I'm right there with you. Liz, I really appreciate your time. You kind of came on here impromptu because Karen had some stuff to do.
That's
We
okay.
originally planned having a conversation with her, but she was very smart to put you in the front page here. So this will be available on youtube.relentlesstalkradio.com tomorrow afternoon, so you can share it with your network.
Awesome, we'll do.
I hope that it will be an opportunity for you to increase fundraising efforts by using this little show as an encourager to people to reach in their pockets, get out their checkbook and swipe their credit card, or just enter in their digits online or register and be part of. That's part of being part of giving back. Sometimes is just showing up.
Absolutely. Anyway, people would like to engage, we'd love it. Just watch the event, and then obviously certainly next year we have a live event come out, but we just would love for people to learn more and engage in any way they can. Again, it's an event that really is open to the community. It's free to register. We would love for people to check it out. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks so much, Liz. And I am going to say this is the 93rd episode of Relentless Talk Radio. This has been a really awesome conversation with Liz Scott from LLS, and she's the corporate chair for the Light the Night campaign, which is happening on November 14th, this Saturday. This is not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. If you're watching live.
Saturday.
So November 14th, 2020. And if you hear the replay about this afterwards and you've missed your opportunity, you can always go to LLS and donate anytime. They will take your money at any moment. You can always tune into 2021 Women of the Year, Michelle Micalizzi business page and gift to me so I can gift to LLS for the 2021 Women of the Year campaign. And, I just think that what you're doing, Liz, is awesome. And I look forward to meeting you in person.
You too. And I will be cheering for you next year. So keep me posted on your campaign. That's awesome. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day, everybody.
Hey.
Cool.